Good morning, everybody. For this week, April 27th, or Monday, April 27th to Sunday, May 3rd, you are now working on periods 5 and 6. So if you head into the Google Classroom, into your classwork, you will find your assignments, one under DBQ Practice and Help, and one under the period study guides. I always sort of recommend doing the period study guides first. One, because our first Zoom meeting of the week is always about reviewing content, and also because it is easier to do the DBQ practice once you have some practice with the content. So the period 5 and 6 study guides can be found here. I've added a few extra little directions just because a few questions were asked. Again, for these documents, you type right onto the document itself. So you open it up and you will find, again, all of the different standards that the College Board uses to build their exams. So we have the overarching ones for period 6, and then they're broken down for you. And again, you're just doing jot dots in these little boxes as it asks you about certain aspects of each of the standards. And again, the idea behind this was to help create a streamlined set of notes for you that you can actually use on the AP exam, so that on the day of the exam, when you get your DBQ and you look at the prompt, you can immediately go into your Google Drive and just open up that period study guide, and you will have a list of outside information and hopefully a lot of information that will help guide you through being able to write your essay. So that's the first part of this week's assignment, just doing periods 5 and 6. When you are done with that, go ahead and head into the DBQ practice. This is DBQ practice 3, periods 5 and 6. Just so you know, this week we are doing one on period 5 because we had already done one on the second half of period 5 about reconstruction. That's what our first DBQ was all about. And we've written a whole essay about period 6, so I decided this would be a good one for our practice. Your DBQ assignment this week will look a little bit different. Each week I'm trying to make it slightly more complex while still asking you to sort of approach that DBQ. So again, step 1, you want to understand the prompt, so you'll just follow the questions that are asked there and answer the questions. Then we are going to go into thesis and context, and you will see a little bit more information about thesis and context here. As well as a couple examples to help you figure out about the thesis and context in response to this prompt. Evaluate the extent to which growing sectional tensions from 1787 to 1860 caused the Civil War. And then finally, you are going to analyze and source documents. Now, there are actually 6 documents, and I'll be honest, it's partly because I couldn't decide which one to eliminate, but also because it's worth a little bit of extra practice. So with each document, rather than telling me what it's about, hopefully you can do that, you're going to show me that you understand what it's about by here in the first box explaining how it could be used to support your thesis that you've written here. And then in the other one, instead of telling me what each part of HIP is, you're actually just going to explain it to me. You are going to provide, either the historical context and explain why that's significant to your thesis and so on and so forth. So you'll do that for all 6 of the documents. In this assignment, your responses should be in complete sentences for all parts. So no jot dots for this in order to receive credit for it. The other thing I have attached to this assignment is this Google Slides presentation. In this presentation, I do have video links where I walk you through all parts of this assignment. This time, though, I've broken up the videos because the last video I made last week was 35 minutes long, and I figured no one wanted to watch that. But I hear a few people did, so thank you. The first video will walk you through understanding the prompt and the context and thesis section of this week's assignment, as well as providing you a sample thesis for this assignment and some historical context to consider. The second video is going to provide you information about analyzing the documents, including how to go through document 1 with this week's assignment. Then if you'd like to stop there, you can, but the other videos that are included is a video where it goes into how do you use this in your actual paragraph. So sample paragraphs using the documents, including the sourcing or the parts of HIP. And then also including outside information. The last video I have for you is about the complexity point. So please feel free to use this Google Slides presentation any way you see fit that will help you. And that's it for this week. Also, don't forget, we will have our Zoom meetings on Tuesday and Thursday of this week at 11 a.m. Hope to see you all there. Bye.